Hey everyone. So I have 5 pieces of advice for you for learning the tarot when you are a beginner on the journey, and things that you may find useful when you are just opening yourself right now to a whole world of your intuition, of learning, of study, of journaling, of possible recording, of possibility of being a reader. So there's so many things that can be unearthed from your journey with the tarot. So this video is for those of you who are attracted to the tarot, who maybe have received a deck or are thinking about or feeling some sort of attraction or thinking about it, or maybe you already have a deck and you are opening up to this new world. So I love the tarot. It's a great love for me and a great ritual for me. And so I want to share with you a little bit about my own process, but before that, and my journey with the tarot. But I also want to share with you some things I wrote down here. 5 really important keys for you. So, okay, the first, number 1, is to choose the deck. So to choose a deck, or for some of you, you may already have one. So it depends really what you feel drawn to, but I also suggest this has a lot to do with you and your intuition, and you also as a scientist, because there is a specific, and there are very many specific associations to cards and symbolism. And truly, if you only go the intuitive path, you miss out on the whole world of symbolism that is so important to the tarot and has been used for lifetimes with the tarot. So before jumping to any conclusions and before deciding who you think you are as a reader and opening to the tarot, I personally think this is important, and I'll share this with you on my own journey, is I always felt myself to be a very intuitive being. And surprisingly, the tarot showed me that I was also a scientist and a mathematician, and absolutely love the richness and the depth that comes from both worlds. So don't miss out on your opportunity to open up both hemispheres of your brain and to expand yourself on so many levels of being with the tarot. So I highly suggest getting Crowley's Thoth Tarot for the symbolism, for the sheer symbolism of the tarot, and diving into the symbolic nature of the tarot. So this is one recommendation I have. And for more intuitive decks, I will recommend the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. And I recommend the Moonchild or Starchild Tarot by Danielle Noel. So I give you those recommendations because they will give you a reference to the intuitive nature and also the rich symbology of Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot. And personally, I use Crowley's Thoth Tarot for reading and the Wild Unknown for readings the most. And I do that as I'm called to the different decks. And so I really choose what feels in alignment with me. But I highly suggest don't miss out on the intuitive part of deepening your intuition with the tarot, and don't miss out on the symbolism. So be open when choosing a deck, and those are my recommendations for you to have a balance of intuition and a balance of the scientific side and the very specific symbolism when it comes to the tarot. So number 2 is developing a ritual time for study. So you really want to make sure you are diving into the tarot and taking time and learning your deck and understanding the deck that you are using and working with. So I highly, highly recommend for you getting a journal and journaling what you are learning through the books. And I highly, highly recommend for the Thoth, Crowley's Thoth Tarot specifically, I recommend the Book of Thoth. It's an exceptional book for the deep symbolism of that specific deck. So if you choose to be open to learning the different ways of the tarot and truly learn to be a master of the tarot as you deepen in your study, that is a great tool for reference. But something that really, really helped me when developing my own ritual and journaling the tarot, and something that's been so life-changing when learning the tarot is really to tune into your own experiences of your associations and experiences with what you are personally have gone through in associations to the cards. So when you're studying the cards, you know, and you start learning and you start thinking about the cards and they start revealing themselves to you, and you're studying your books and maybe you're watching videos, and however it is you choose to dive into the tarot. And, you know, I highly suggest studying the Book of Thoth. And then, you know, a book will come with whatever deck it is that you choose. So whatever deck you choose, it will always come with a booklet for the most part. So as you develop your ritual and you begin studying the tarot and you begin deepening in the tarot, think about your experiences. Think about your experiences with the cards. When you draw a card, let's say you're drawing one card a day and you're studying one card a day. What is happening to you during that time when you're pulling that card? So when you can make correlations of your experience and what has directly happened to you, then when you speak or when you share with others, or as you're journaling, or if you begin recording, right? Because I never knew I would be making videos, right? So we never know how our path is going to unfold. We just move in our trust. So because of that, when you begin associating to your specific energy and experiences, you begin developing a whole record of associations with the cards. And this can go back to past lives as well. I mean, there's so much that can happen with this. So for you, like, for example, if you went through a heart-wrenching breakup, what card were you pulling when you were going through that experience? Okay, and so this is going to help you build and you can journal all of this. So as you're studying, as you are creating your journal, you can write down, oh, I had this, and this experience as I was drawing this card. And then you find later on, maybe in a different cycle in your life, you start drawing that card again, and so you're developing all these cycles of experience and associations to this card. So you become bonded and develop a deep bond with the card. Okay? So this ritual time for study is so important. So especially in the beginning and as you continue on as well, it's always important. So develop a journal specifically for the tarot. Start writing out in your magic journal. Start writing out all of what you're learning about each and every card. And then you could start writing about your experiences, even like a bullet points of experiences if you don't feel like writing a lot. But just so you can get that energy flowing and that energy moving within you. Okay? So that is a great way to begin learning and to begin learning the individual cards, right? Because if you're reading a book and studying the tarot, you can break all those down into bullet points or keys. So you can start, baby steps, one at a time, learning. Okay, so number 3 is read for yourself multiple times a day. Okay, read for yourself multiple times a day. I used to think, for a time in the beginning, when I was first starting that, I didn't need to read the cards that many times a day. And, I just, once a day was good. And I felt like any more than that meant that you had a problem or an addiction or something like this. So I had all these, false ideas and beliefs about what it means to actually study and learn something and really connect with it deeply. And so then what I started to do is spend time every day. I found myself the more and more, and I was learning the tarot and deepening in the tarot. I remember there was a period of time, especially I was pulling multiple times a day. And what started happening over time is I would develop these insane spreads that were using all 78 cards. And as my development continued, the only thing that made sense during this time was to use all 78 cards, because all 78 cards are the entire spectrum of energies in the entire universe. And so intuitively, I was drawn to be reading, right? It started to get more complex, but on an intuitive level, I was understanding what I was seeing. So it's amazing what happens when I finally let myself explore, like really explore and pull out the spreads throughout the day, read multiple times throughout the day. I started to become so familiar with the cards and with the energies. And then as you need some clarification for cards, you look in your journal, right? You look to your books. It's okay. It's okay to be looking at your books. It's okay to be also listening to others and learning. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people will steer you away and they'll be like, no, just listen to your intuition. And I will tell you this, yes, listen to your intuition first and foremost. But when you are a beginner and you are learning, it's okay to tune in and to learn from others. We're always learning from each other. It's good to be open and to learn, and especially in the beginning when you're learning the tarot. So study from different books, learn from different people. There are tarot masters that have came before us. We should not discount these masters. So number 4 is continue to learn through books, reading the cards, and deepening in your self-trust. So really trust how you are being guided. Really trust how you feel on your journey. Listen to those promptings. If you feel guided to buy a book, go buy it. Find out for yourself. Really do your research. Someone I really recommend is Aleister Crowley for the Book of Thoth. An incredible book that goes so deep into the tarot. And there's another, I believe it is The Way of the Tarot by Paul Foster Case. And if that is not correct, I will correct it down below. But yeah, read every day. Read every day. Play with your cards, right? Learn, become familiar with them. Don't be scared of it. Really follow your attractions. Follow your attractions. Your soul knows the way. So whether you go an intuitive route or whether you go more scientific route, or whether you decide that you're finding a perfect balance within both, wow, any path that you choose will be correct for you. So trust it. Trust how you are being led. Trust how you are being guided. But don't be afraid to learn from others. There's so much to learn from so many beautiful beings. So be open, but always, choose what feels good for you. And this is really, truly, this is about your inner journey. This is about trusting and deepening on your own path, on your own inner journey. So see this as a beautiful, beautiful tool to open you to new potentials, open you to new possibilities. The tarot is a book of all of the energies in the universe, which are all the energies in you. So there are many pathways, infinite pathways within the tarot that open you to new dimensions within yourself. It is such a powerful and beautiful tool. It is not the only one, but it is one I personally enjoy and love. And something I want to share with you guys is when I received the deck, I was really on the path of Advaita, and I truly consider in many ways that I am. So I had something in my mind that told me that it wasn't part of my path because it was an object that was outside of myself. And so I had some conflict with that in the beginning. But now, as I've developed on my path and so many things have unfolded and changed, it's really a tool that it's a manifestation of the energies that are occurring within. So whatever you choose and however your path is unfolding, whether it's tarot or something else, trust in how you feel in resonance and know, is the tarot necessary? No, it's not necessary, but I think as physical beings, we do enjoy ritual. And I know I definitely enjoy ritual, and it is a part of my love and a part of my life. So I hope this video was helpful for you. I send you my love and my blessings on your beautiful journey. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, bye guys.